Hi, good evening, everyone. Hi, Jeremy. Good evening. Can you hear me? I'm just posting the information into the group. Yep. I am ready. Let me just bring this text up. Hi, Karan. Hi, Funny. We don't need this. We have this. We have this. Yeah. Hi, CG3. Hi, Raghu. Hi, Sense Ending. Hi, Mitchell. Yes, it has been like really tough week with respect to news. And it's not like only this week. It's like in the last few days, we have seen a little dramatic chain of events where Fed said something, and now they're saying something else, and then they come up with every new theory. But all in all, I'm trading very less. Hi, Srini. Hi, Spinner Murli. Hi, Meher. Good evening. So this was like today. I was working from home, so I had this SMC chart opened, and once it cleared 938, I went long on that because it reclaimed the 34 EM and it hit right 975. Tomorrow, if we clear 975, I think we'll have. Am I not sharing my screen? Oh, I forgot all these things. Sorry, my friends. I'm sorry. Can you see my screen now? Let me know. I'll wait for you. Hi, Dinesh. Hi, Satya, Mohan, Vishal. Let me know when you can see my screen. It's SMCI chart. Screen is fine. Like I'm looking into. Hi, Ashok. I'm looking into the YouTube. Screen looks pretty clear to me. All right. So first thing first. Today I mentioned about 5270, 5120, and is my backslash S. You see, since the entire morning, this area 5110 to 5120, which was I saw a really tough selling point. Like people were there and they had plenty of selling orders. It's not like just in this every time. Like if we look at the chart for ES, like it's setting up for a potential morning star, which is really good. But if you look into this 15-minute charts throughout the day, every single time it come into this zone of 5115 to 5125, you can clearly see it got dropped. Now, what is good part about that is that you see the negativity, the strength, this black line, which shows the power of red or the power of green. The power of red went down. And it happened even when we had volatility, which means that around 4 or something, uh, this was the time period around 16, right? Since 16, we have further cooled down. Either there is no volume in the futures right now, but since the afternoon, the negative strength has come down and finally the positive strength is there. Plus, if you look at the weekly candle, not the weekly, the daily candle on this, the daily candle, we're almost on the point of convergence and we have this support right there. This was acting as a resistance. Today it acted as a support. Tomorrow, if we open above, I would say uh, 5110, it's a blind long all the way to 5181. If we break this and we could not capitalize on this Morningstar setup, in that case, we are heading towards 5,000 because we do not have any support at all. This is a minor support which was held and then we went up, but the real support is 5,008 right now. And remember from 5,300 onwards, I was talking that the moment we lose 5198, we will see aggressive declines. Since we have lost 5198, we almost lost like 120 points aggressively. And the difficult aspect of this is that these chops are not like slow and steady. They are very, very volatile and very quick. Within 5 minutes, you can have 30, 40 points on ES down, maybe 100, 150 points on NQ. So if you're in a position, it has become very, very difficult to hold on to that position because your stop loss is going to hit. And the moment you try to think that the direction has changed, you'll try to go long, the other side of stop loss will also hit. So it has terrible unless you are selling at the resistance and buying at the support. That's the only way of trading this. People who claim that, yes, sell below this and sell below that, it's very difficult to actually execute it. And you know it, I know it because I trade. And you also know it because you're actually trading and you're struggling with the same thing. It's easier to say that sell below this, but 5120, I was waiting whole day. If it crosses and holds, I will go long. What I did today was I mentioned that 5098 is a number where you should not short, only short below 5070. So I'm still of that same opinion because this is 5070. If we lose this, then short for 5008. Uh, I'm not going to make sheet because it's going to take a lot of time. So I'm going to cover a lot of different tickers and see how best we can utilize the next 3 days and figure out what's there. Few important things which like tomorrow we have initial claims and continuation claims that may have some impact, but we also have ECB CPI at 5 a.m. ET. That may have like Europe's CPI, and then I think there's a UK CPI as well at around 2-ish. This may not be important, but ECB, yes. So ECB is going to do some projection or something. I don't know. I've seen in the calendar at 5 a.m. they have some numbers which are coming for this inflation. They may have impact. And as I said, this is after a very long time, we are getting a convergence on the 12 and 34. The last time we converged, it was 11:10 of the last year. So if we take that, gives an account about 6 months roughly, because we are 416, so 6 months and like 5 6 days. Now we have not converged yet, but again, if we clear 5120 tomorrow or 5110 to begin with, we will hit 5181 in straight line. Tomorrow we have numbers coming from ASML, and then day after we have TSM and Netflix. They may also give you a direction into the market. But keep an eye, if we fail 5070, we are going to go down really bad. And on the bookmap as well, the volume right now is pretty slow, so not great to show anything. But throughout the day, you can clearly see throughout the day, this 510, 515 market tried multiple times, failed multiple times, could not hold above this for less than like 5 minutes. So I'm going to be very cautious and see if we can hold anything above this or not. If it clears this piece, that means all the resistance is gone and then we are going up. Let's look at now NQ's chart. NQ has seen some substantial cut down, like from 18,700, it tested both my points, like 18,700 was my Fibonacci and 17,805 is also Fibonacci. It is also setting up for a morning star. Same thing, it can hit right there. Tomorrow we may have ASML number. Something is going to be there which will push the market up because everything is setting up for a morning star. And this is like a 5% correction. So always dodgy at the top, dodgy at the bottom. It is a perfect indication that yes, trend has to change. And tomorrow, ES and NQ should have a clean move of like right now it's 200 points on NQ and about 70 or 80 points on ES. That's the goal. Even if it opens, do not short. Again, if it opens, like, let me give you a simple equation. ES opens greater than 51.15 and hold, your target is 51.80. Buy and hold. If NQ opens above 17,950, your target is 18,150. Buy and hold. If NQ loses 17,805, you short. ES loses 70, 50, 70, you short. That's a very simple uh, direction. Let me just post this on Twitter and you can copy this. Let me just copy the chart. So here, as we are not doing the sheet, there is a potential morning stars set up after a 5% decline and a test of 17,800. Now, if NQF is greater than 17,950, go long for 18,150. Short only below 17,800. And how much we can short? We can short for 17,585 and 17,400. So that's good. Same thing, let me put, and you can refer this. I'll post this into the chat, but you can refer this on my Twitter. Let's do that for the ES as well. And guys, again, if you are interested to talk, if you have charts, something you want to show up, you want to discuss something, you can let me know. I can share the Zoom link and we can discuss. I'm paying for Zoom because we're supposed to do these live session, but I'm not doing them right now. Again, uh, potential morning star setup. Uh, today, stock resistance of 5120 area. Now, if ESF greater than 5120 tomorrow, then aim for 5180. Sell below only if it's less than 5070. Stop loss is 5090. All right. So what else we can pick? Let's look at some of the scans. Let's look at Hanging Man, Evening Star, Evening Doji Star. There's nothing here. I think there's something wrong. It doesn't come up anything on my. Let's look at the bullish candles. Nope. Let's look at inside days. At least 20 of them. AB, AMAT, ANET, ABGU, CRM, NVIDIA. It's a good list. Let's go to, so we have inside days. Inside day on ES, NQ, even app, Airbnb. Yep, so Airbnb looks good. Let's look at the chart. So Airbnb is an inside day. This was a resistance in the past. It went down, held here. Now, if we hold 156, we might have a short towards 160. So Airbnb is inside day plus back test of 12 and 30 for both. Looks good to me. Airbnb. We'll come to NVIDIA, Karan. We'll come to. Or uh, let's look at Apple. And guys, if any one of you can make some notes, it's easier for me to like focus on tickers. Apple, last time when I mentioned about Apple, I said Apple is ready to break down. And and you can clearly see Apple is ready. It's a complete M on the neckline. It's right there. It's tried to bounce, but because of the negative, uh, I would say divergence, the 12 EMA is still negative, above or below 34 EMA, which is causing this. The moment we lose 167 on Apple, it's a disaster. It's going to go back all the way to 147, where we had the last time some strength. So 147 is $20 that may happen on the earnings. Keep an eye on Apple. Apple usually somehow manage to post earnings really incredibly good, but I don't know. But keep an eye on Apple. 167 is the game, and 171, if it comes, try to sell it. The momentum in Apple is so bad. Let's look at if we have any kind of flow on Apple. Let's look at anything above $1 million first. 190, put 195. I never understood the concept here. Like, you're already making almost $5 here. How much more you can make in a spread? We are not going to cross 190 over the week. Apple is this blocks 200 on the Apple calls. Started at 1279 at 1217. Did he exit? Let's look at if the volume is 2000. So here the volume is 1000. If the net volume is 2000, then we should see it. Exit. No, it's 3464. So let's see if the person adds 1000 here or reduces. This was some flow. 150 call on Apple throughout the early morning from 1040 onwards to 1140. It saw some substantial exit, like 2.5, 3, 5.5, 9.5. If I take 1.5, it's 11, 2, and 2, 4, 15, and 2, 17, and 4.5, 21.5, and 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 40, 46, 55 million. 55 million calls were exited on Apple of 150 strike. This is some serious money getting out. Why I'm saying so? Look at the price. Like 170, it's 31. It lost $1. It lost $1 on the option. So I is like it lost $2. It lost $2. So it means that the people were really in rush to get out of these calls. Something is really negative about Apple. Yes, Karan, you are absolutely correct. So Apple is bad. AMD today kind of found support, and where it found the support, 50%, where in the last few days it has found the support. It's roughly an inside take, but not 100%. If it holds, we have a potential to hit 169. Again, a back test. The momentum is not so great. The DMI is neutral, not so like positive. And then it depends. 162 is my support loss, stop loss, support loss, and stop. If it loses 162, I'm gonna exit AMD. Like for me, it's not. I just explained, Karan, those calls were exit. Let me just share the Zoom link. If you come on the Zoom link, we can discuss. And again, I'm inviting anybody who wants to join in. Please use the time meaningfully. Um, they were exit because of, again, I'm not here to explain the data flow or the option flow. The open interest was 29,000 already. Tomorrow, if you see 10,000, it means it's an exit. One second, I'm just setting up. Yep, set. So keep an eye tomorrow. 29,000 was already an open interest, and these were added. 15,000 of them were added on 12/14. Oh, not sir, 12/4. So April 12th, the 15,000 call came in, and now those were exit. So these calls came in at 174 to 176, and these calls were exit. For me, it's a big number and a substantial number. So I'm a little reluctant to go long on Apple at this time. Hmm. AMD we did 162. Amazon has held uh, the view nicely. It's dodgy. Uh, Amazon has held the gap. It has tried to breach the all-time high. One day it did, and then it came back. It's a good opportunity again. Like it's a dodgy after a correction of 3-4%. Dodgy possible move towards the moment it clears 183.75 something. I think it should be ready for a morning star. So wherever there is a dodgy at the bottom, it's a morning star for me. Potential morning star for me at this time after a correction. So I'm looking forward to add Amazon. Plus, Amazon also had some news regarding their subscribers. So pretty much good. And today, Amazon calls were added and then Amazon calls were exited. That's weird. Maybe because I have this. So here, let's look at only the multi-leg first. This is what you call a butterfly. Mm, this is spread 195, 190, 195, 190, 195. This is interesting. Like 6 2021. Look at this one. Here, please mute yourself. This trade, this trade, and this trade. Like these are multiple times, not once, multiple times. So here the person is trying to sell the puts at 185. This is for June, this is for January next year, and this is for May. Same kind of setup, but trying to sell the puts, and in this case is buying the puts, selling the calls. And this is a massive $10 million trade. Maybe it's an iron condor or something, I don't know. But this is I think this is an iron condor. 5,000 calls for the May. This person is buying at 185 strike. Is also buying the puts, selling the calls. Oh, it's a calendar spread. It's a calendar spread for the puts and calendar spread for the calls, roughly. No. Like this is a big trade. I'm just trying to figure out what it means. We have 185 put, 180, 155 call, 155 put, and 185 call. And these are 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000 order lots. 517, 419, 419, and 517. It's a very positive trade if this is a sell. Otherwise, I'm confused on this. but it's a very big trade on Amazon without multi-legs. We have clean sweeps, 185, 2.5 million. And these are far calls. I don't know what to do with them. But these are like far 26 calls. These are mostly, I think that's about it. And that's the positive flow. There's nothing else on Amazon. Yep, Amazon is like fine. Iron Condor, yes, but the amount of money involved is a little tricky. All right, guys, so let's move on to the next ticker. The Amazon is a butterfly, not a butterfly, morning setup. Then we can choose AVGO. ASML has earnings tomorrow. Let's look at ASML. ASML has been consolidating in a range. Now, if ASML fails, let's make a chart for this. So that's my regression. So this is the gap. So I'm gonna make a extension and go all the way to here, come back here. So tomorrow, if it clears 984, 985, it can hit 1017. But the only caveat here is there's no strength in this move. This is holding. If it fails, the support is at like 100 points below, 890. These are the gaps which are there. So it may come and fill this gap. And then there is massive gap, which is right there. So tomorrow's numbers needs to be really good for ASML. I did check about the flow on ASML. It was not much. There was one put, which is 950, which I think looks good to me. Otherwise, the calls were sold. And this is a dark pool of 192 million, which is like a very heavy trade. Somebody sold 197,000 stocks in this after hours at 536. I doubt that it will have good numbers. Let's look at ASML multi-legs. This is the only one I can see. 306, 538,000. That's the only one big trade. But chart-wise, it's if it loses 960, it's gone. It will hit 890. ASML. Then which ticker we can pick? CRM. CRM is negative after the news that they're trying to buy. It came to 274, which was some level of resistance in the past. It's holding that for now. If it loses 274, it may come back to 260s, which will be a really good entry. Right now, it's in middle of everywhere. It may bounce, it may not, but it's good entries around 266 CRM. TSM is on Thursday, so we'll talk about TSM a little bit late. I'm looking at like DDOG in the last few days. DDOG has shown some strength. and it's a good consolidation. It tried to break out. It's holding. Now, if you see, this could be a classic cup and handle. If it clears this, it will be a classic cup. This period is about 8 weeks, which gives a good time uh, for cup and handle bottom. So I think D dog is pretty much set. Right now, there's hardly any momentum into this. Look for its calls for May 17th. You will be lucky to make money on this. Google, Google, Google went on to hit 160, and now it's similar to Amazon. It's making dodgy right underneath the 20 MA. Once it crossed 155, it may show positive momentum. Otherwise, there is gap which needs to be filled. Momentum in Google is all right as compared to any other tech. So I'll keep an eye on Google. 155, 156, it's a good entry. It needs to clear this one. Meta. See, I posted few days back regarding Meta flow, which was in millions, right? And it was 490. So let me just change that period. Uh, let's look at this. Why there's no flow now? There are 490 puts which were substantially added. And here also like 419, 520 puts were sold, which were not so big dollar amount, but 490 puts were like really, really big. And since then, it has only moved up. I'm just trying to locate that. It's not here. Maybe let's filter above 1 million. There were sweeps only. This is 490. Yeah, 510. Look at this. This is something which I'm still worried about. These were the puts which were added at 486, and the stock went higher from this point onwards. And look at this area. 486, the option price is 49. It's 486. Stock price has come down. The option price has went up by $1.50. This means it was aggressively added. Okay, let's look at the open. So, and this will give us a clear picture what is going to happen on Meta earnings. And that's why if you see every time Meta goes to 525, 30, it comes down back to 510 pretty quickly. Right now, this person is in the money. This person is making money because it's in the money. 4-3, look at 4,823 were added. These were the puts which were added here. The volume was 10,000 and next day. And since then, this put is open. So my friends, this number of puts were added and they are there into the system. So it will be really, really hard to cross 510 unless this person is ready to lose like how many millions, maybe 25 million. So keep an eye on Meta. Meta will be really, really hard. I will not be surprised if Meta posts numbers which are pathetic in nature, really, really bad. Same thing, 5-3 expiry, those came on 4-2. This came on 4-10. Again, a million put, 490 put, which came, and this is 1500 lots. Let's see if this is still there or not. 1500. This person is still holding these lots. You can see 1500 came in, 1381, maybe like 100 got netted off. Those got added. So the puts got increased. This person is adding those puts, 2.5 million. What about these 520? These are contrary calls 415. Let's look at them. What happened after that? You see, when people say it's AA, this is AA, but those calls were short, and this is not an entry, this is an exit. This is 1500 lots roughly. 1500 lots were out from the open interest. Somebody reduced their position in 520 calls, 710. 510, they're adding, and you can like, when I'm doing this detailed analysis on the option flow, you can like keep track of it. I am 100% sure Meta is going to post some nasty earnings this time, or something which is bad. On the chart side, it looks, the moment we lose 496, that's Meta will be bad, because Meta went parabolic in last 1 year. Look at this. It just went parabolic, and the humongous gaps which are there. So that needs to be somehow entertained or felt. It's kind of a making a like people call this megaphone. If you start from here, it went up, it's coming here. And the moment it loses this 482-ish area, it's gonna come down and fill this entire gap. That's what I'm aiming for the earnings for Meta. Microsoft, same thing, like Microsoft is making a dodgy right at the bottom. Microsoft is not a great trade at this time. It needs to find a direction. It may concern, may try to move $1 to $2 here and there, but not a great trade at this time. Lulu, Lulu is Lulu. It's finding the support in this area. Some more area, it can come down. The last time it came there, uh, the negative intent is so high, you can clearly see in the positive intent is really, really bad. I would not chase it. It's a little tricky because it has already come down almost to 460, 90, almost 25%. 330 is a good area, but I will still wait for it. Then we have Netflix. Netflix is an inside day. Again, all this, the momentum in Netflix is going down. May post some numbers which, like, I like this because look at the last earnings. The green was up and the red was going down, and the momentum was still up in the direction. And then the earnings came, it went up and stayed up, and then it held. But in the last 1 month or so, the negative trend has piled up, the positive sentiment has come down, and then this the strength, the ADX line has also come down, which shows that it may be a situation that this time Netflix only eats premiums. It may not move at all. So keep an eye on Netflix. Everyone's hot favorite, Nvidia. Nvidia is a bull flag. Last two times we tried this bull flag, it failed, but it came and intact. Right now, it's a bull flag. Needs to clean the 12 EMA. Once it clears, which is 880, 915 is an area where it would find. But also see the momentum and the strength has gone down. So keep these things in mind, that the momentum when it was striking up, the black line was solid up. It was showing some reasonable strength and holding. Even if the stock was going down, the strength was there. So every time it went down, it was bought up. This time the strength is not there. So if it goes down, it will go down. This is an important thing which you need to understand. Then we have ServiceNow. It's a failure of a block. This was a block which held. Unless it reclaims it, this is the failure and we should hit 651. If it reclaims 760, this statement will be fail. But right now, this is the failure of this breakdown. It consolidated and then breakdown. Usually this goes back to where it started. It started at 560, but I think the first stoppage will be 650.
Naval bhai, isn't it still in the block?
No,
See the green candle today?
no, no, no. This was the consolidation area.
Okay.
In this zone, it was consolidating. It went down. It lost the support of this as well. Did not even backtest. The momentum has turned negative. The 12 EMA has taken over the 34. That's also negative. So it may try to test one time, but 753 is a good resistance for ServiceNow. It has gap, gap, gap to fill. In maybe in the day or, as I said, tomorrow market will be uh, tricky. If we make potential morning star, it may also run towards 760. But if market does not follow that potential morning star, then if it breaks down, this will be the first one to go down. You can clearly see there's hardly any strength in this move. Consolidation without any move, and now the negative momentum is higher. Even if it is green, $10, negative momentum is higher.
And for Nvidia, can you show the levels for the downside, please? You only talked about upside.
Because it's a bull flag.
Uh, what's the key level we should see if it loses?
855 if it loses on the closing basis. Then we have a gap at 823 and then multiple gaps at 680. But that will only happen unless NVIDIA fails to like give something remarkable this time. Earnings, like if you look at the books of earnings for NVIDIA, they were not super transparent. There's something which is not clean there. So I'll not delve into that. But if something is cooked, this may not be the right earnings this time. JPM is pretty much like it lost 200 and now it's around 179, 180. May find some support, but The real level of support is around 175. So wait for 175 on JPM. I will not long JPM at all. The momentum is negative. One stock which I'm really liking is MU. Any dip you find it, you need to buy this. This is the clear bull flag, or you want to call this ascending wedge. It went down and then it's the green line which came up. So ascending wedge may be possible. And they are very cheap as compared to Nvidia. AMD is the most expensive one. Nvidia is cheap, MU is cheapest. Intel is cheapest. MU is ready for a very big move. I see 180 by the end of next quarter on MU. SMCI, it closed at 975. Something fishy happened or is happening, I don't know. Uh, we had a 10% move for no news. If there is a split does not add anything into the market, but this is a low float, so we may have some run. If they issue their guidance and that guidance is already great, then it's already up 10%. So I don't know whether it's going to be a good idea to trade this tomorrow or not. But it looks really prime. 975 was the resistance. It closed right there. And this resistance needs to break. That's the 38.2 Fibonacci. So possibly, if it acts as resistance, it may come back. Last one is Tesla. Tesla, I've been telling people Tesla is done, Apple is done. People do not believe me. I It's a dodgy at this time. I still say it's gonna go. Tesla is a bullshit car company. People who own Tesla, I will say you have made a blunder. Now you will know what I used to say about Tesla. It is on the incline path down, may come down to hundreds. I will not be surprised. Earnings are going to be pathetic. The guidance is going to be pathetic. Every rise, just sell this shit. So I am pretty much done. Anybody who has anything, I've shared the Zoom link. If you want to talk, you can come up and we can talk.
Naval bhai, you had mentioned Enphase in your post few days back.
At 108.
Uh, I don't remember what price, but
No,
if you can please take a look at that.
so ARM is making a dodgy. It may It's actually forming a ascending triangle like ARM. It may break out, may break down. It's going to give you a good move. ENBH is like at 108 is the right entry. It went to 120, but 108 is an area where it should be added.
It's looking bullish or
Not bullish. See, when you see this black line go down, every time it will go up, it will be sold. Because there's no strength in this move. That's why every time it goes up, it's get butchered next day. Goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down. It's not positive.
okay.
It has a massive gap to fill, which is 100. That's a wonderful area. 108 is an area where it has found support last time. Almost came near, but I still think uh, if market starts to lose, this may be impacted. Plus, the inflation thing, which is going to be a little crazy now, uh, these companies will have impact. Madhu, I cannot go and you need to come on the mic and I covered few of your tickers, but please come on the mic. I cannot go through this one by one.
Naval,
Adobe
bhai, what did you say? I lost you. You said if market goes down, then these tickers what?
will go down more.
Okay. And phase like, okay. Got it. Thank you.
Last one is Adobe. Adobe showed some, like I went long in Adobe today. It showed some strength in the same area where it had kind of form base previously. It's around the same area. So it held, may tried 486. If you want to call this ascending wedge or whatever, there's a possibility. 486, we may retest. That's it. Nothing more on Adobe. Or SN, do you have anything to speak? Otherwise, I'm done. No, it's crawling up. 85107. It's trading. Volume is reasonable, 50,000. All right, guys. Thank you for joining tonight. Wish you all the best tomorrow. Again, remember the ES and NQ level, and then based on those levels, trade. They should really be very clear. And I would recommend you to all to subscribe to this bookmap service. This is a really good picture of how the market is poised. You can clearly see 517 to 510. It's a heavy sellers are there. On the top side, nothing, but on the bottom side, 50-50. This may be an area where you can find the buyers. All right, take care. Goodbye. Good night.